I just wanted to give my thoughts as everybody out there was sharing their thoughts about the whole CM Punk return promo and if it actually delivered. So I wanted to start off with that. CM Punk and Britt Breaker, Roman Reigns. We got a little talk about that as well coming up. Also, it is going to be Monday Night Raw. We talked about moving over to possibly TBS Network, Turner Networks. We'll see. We don't know. But this is Maverick Productions. This is Mind Over Matters, episode number 1. And I am really appreciative for anyone who gets a chance to stick around and enjoy. So let's jump right into it. Now, CM Punk. My thoughts on CM Punk's promo and the backlash that he's actually been receiving since. Now, you want to hear your boy take on it? Obviously, I don't really think that it's that big of a deal. You know, the IWC, the wrestling community, can be one of the most confusing yet toxic communities out there. So, you know, it's never really good enough for a lot of people who claim to be a wrestling fan, man. You're not. Because if you were, you would like the simplicity of it. Okay. I'm not just going to sit up here and not call you a fan. But you're not someone who can clearly have lenses on and can see that there was way more to that promo than what you expected if you just go back and watch it again. Let me explain. CM Punk came out there, and first I want to get into what everybody was saying. Oh, you know, he didn't really talk about AEW, or didn't really bash the other company, didn't do any of that. He said what he said in the promo. Seth came out earlier, sent shots to him, and CM Punk delivered shots back in some sort of way, saying, well, when I went backstage, it was all hugs and kisses, you know, and everybody was happy to see me, hooray, with the exception of one person. So, well, almost everybody was happy to see me. And he said that, you know, he's here to make money, not friends. He kind of saved that towards the end, but we'll get to that. Yeah, pretty much during that promo, he delivered everything I felt that he would say. If anybody was expecting to see CM Punk from Las Vegas, that just wasn't happening, man. You know, pipe bomb, Phil Brooks, cousin Brooks, our cousin Phil, our Uncle Phil, CM Punk, man. WWE clipped him by the balls. He was not about to come out there and say any of that shit. I don't know what y'all was expecting. But he had to come out and make it short and sweet. I'm here because I'm happy to be home. I missed you guys. It was always going to be this type of promo, by the way. It was always going to be this, man. It was always going to be this, so nobody should be upset. He said what he said. He planted some seeds for Seth Rollins' feud at WrestleMania 40. We could tell that's going to be the match. I would say him and Seth on night 2. Or no, him and Seth on night 2. And then Roman and Cody night 1. I'm getting sidetracked. It's going to be night 1, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. And night 2, Roman Reigns versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes to finish the story. So I think that's how WrestleMania is shaping out to be thus far, especially with Punk's promo. He came out and told us AJ Lee was fine. Great. Hey, you know, she's doing well. And, you know, I'm here to show up. I'm here to make money, not friends. CM Punk, he came, he saw, he conquered, man. 5 minutes is all he needed. I honestly feel, here's my take on this. If they gave him more than 5 minutes, it would have been dragging. So in a slight way, I actually disagree with the community. I feel as if his promo did deliver, you know, great. Britt Baker, we gotta we gotta talk about this, man, because this is becoming a problem. And I feel as if we don't solve this problem now, it's not gonna do anything but trickle down the rest of the roster. You know what I'm saying? And this is only going to deteriorate their momentum even more. What is the Prince talking about? Prince is just going on rambling. What is he saying? What are you talking about, my boy, my guy? Well, it is Britt Baker going on the social machine, the social doohickey machine, the Twitter machine, or X, whatever you want to call it these days. She goes on X and she says, well, she pretty much drops a picture, a photo, almost, or she tags someone in it. I don't know. I don't know. Well, anyway, she tweets. Let's go with that. She tweets an image of, I think this was MJF's promo from last Wednesday's Dynamite, I want to believe. Right? And she tweets that. And she says, well, the timestamps for promos. And she's pretty much alluding to the idea that she hasn't gotten enough time for promos and she hasn't been given the promo work or time to speak in order to build her next feud with whomever her opponent may be. And a lack of that is actually going to cause a detriment to the company, because if nobody can get behind the stories and what you're trying to do, how you're trying to sell the match, then how many people gonna care about the match, dog? So Britt Baker drops a photo saying zero. No, she says 125 minutes or something like that. For Sir Strickland, throughout the rest of the year. MJF's promo tonight got 12 minutes. And Britt Baker, all of 2023, 0 minutes. And the press just went like, damn, son. Like, are you kidding me? 0 minutes. That was even hard for me to believe, because I didn't want to sit back and actually take it for what it was. I said, really, I got to look this up. I got to search on the Google machine and see if this is accurate. Like, is she just talking mess just to talk mess, man? And the answer is no. I found out that was a hard no really quick, man, when I looked up the Google machine. And the Google machine tells me that, Britt Baker it's not really, she hasn't really done a lot this year, not even wrestling wise. But, if you don't have the time to actually come out and sell your match and sell the fans on why we should care, then it's not really going to do that much for us giving a damn about that match, man. And it's not going to really trickle into us wanting to care about whatever the next feud. It's just week by week feuds. It's just week to week. All right, we'll pick up the next storyline, when this week comes. Or we'll pick up the next storyline when this week comes. And we'll pick up the next storyline. We'll tell the next chapter of the story when this week comes. That's AEW's booking in a nutshell to me. And that's what pretty much stirred me away from watching the show full time. I haven't watched a full episode of Dynamite in about several months now. For future sakes, I'm going to actually dive into more of trying to sit through Dynamite, trying. But it's just, I don't know, man. The wrestling stuff with not a lot of storytelling. This is where Britt Baker is getting at. Not a lot of stories she's able to tell with these promos is hindering the product. It's making people drive away in drones. It's making the viewers and the fans at home turn the other way, turn the other cheek. Go to WWE. We got Tony Khan to thank for making WWE step their game up. Don't get it twisted. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean you have an opportunity. You get the chance to be complacent. That doesn't mean, we broke barriers and we broke records everywhere. And we broke record revenue, and now we can just rest on our laurels with pro wrestling. We pretty much did everything we needed to do in our first couple of years, and now we're just going to rest on our laurels and have everybody enjoy pro wrestling. Yay! Yay! Woo! Wrestler A versus Wrestler B is it's going to be so much fun. We're just going to watch a bunch of flips, a bunch of dives, and everybody's going to go home drinking off happy. Great. That's pretty much the rest of the day. But we're just going to go ahead and continue on, because I don't want to ramble on that. I would spend all day on that. Britt Baker is one of the people who are leading the charge to get this shit changed. This ship can be back on board if we just try to actually insert more promo time, man. And, with other superstars in the company not having that, it's making it very difficult to care about the characters and their growths. Anyways, I spent enough time on that. Moving on. Monday Night Raw. We talked about this earlier. Well, I actually saw this, earlier in the week. And this one kind of got me. Monday Night Raw, moving off of USA Network on to Turner Networks. The rumor is dead. We could just kill that right there. They were denied 2 months ago, and now they're struggling to see where they're going to go. Nick Khan. It was rumored that Nick Khan had already spoke with Warner Brothers Discovery, and they were turned down 2 months ago, or about a month ago. I think I read the article. And it was just crazy to think. Just, can you guys imagine that? Fathom, comment down below. What would it have been like for Monday Night Raw to be on the same network as AEW, Dynamite, and Rampage? Would they have blown them off the network? Would they had blew them out the water, y'all? Let me know how y'all feel, because I'm hearing the rumors are that this is turned down a month ago, and this is already, should be nipped under the bud. Should be swept under the rug, rather, It's nipped in the bud, and it should be that. But who knows? Who genuinely knows? So I am curious to see who will pick them up, because, for years they thought that they could just put on shit television, and they thought that they could just put on crappy shows and everybody would just come on and watch. Families that just have kids who, they're not really doing much at school. They just want to come on and watch. Those families that just need to show up to the cities, and they drive and they just want to show their families a good time. They just want to show their kids a good time. Those are the people who are going to show up for the longest time. But even those people started walking away in drones, man. And we're talking about WWE here. So I don't know. It wasn't until just last year when Triple H took over. Remember, guys, when the ratings had started to come in and they started to look a little bit better, not that much of a difference from the VKM days, but they started to look a little bit more sleek, a little bit more consistent, a little bit more above waters, until Triple H just kind of adopted the same mindset as Vince. After a few months after WrestleMania season, it was like things had fell off a cliff. We were riding high, and then just Cody loses, man. The way that arena felt deflated on WrestleMania Night 2 when Cody Rhodes lost is the exact same feeling that WWE's had ever since then. And now I feel like slowly but surely they're starting to pick back up momentum, with VKM being all the way out the door. Not all the way because he's still running the business side of things, but as far as the creative side, he's out. And I think they're slowly but surely trying to climb back to that. The question is, who is going to take them? Let me know how you feel down below. And lastly, guys, Roman Reigns adding on more TV dates just for the Randy Orton feud. Randy Orton comes back and he signs with SmackDown. Oh, we're going to put up the review later for SmackDown, by the way. But Randy Orton RKO's Nick Aldis, it was pretty funny. We'll talk about it in the review. just to say what's up. Can't trust the Viper, man. No matter where you go, this nigga Randy gonna hit you with an RKO regardless. So Randy signs a contract, ditches Monday Night Raw. He wants to give Bloodline and Roman Reigns some beats for taking him out over a year ago. It makes sense if you think about it. 18 months ago, Randy Orton was taken out, and that's a long enough time to want to get another roster spot in there while Orton is out. So it kind of makes sense in hindsight for him to be a free agent, and then to have, decided to rather come back to Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. But even though we know he was Monday Night Raw superstar when he left, I can believe that. I like the way they did it. Yeah, I can buy into that. That's a long enough time for me to believe that, somebody was out long enough to fill up a roster spot. I get it. I'm okay with that. So yeah, Randy, Roman, signing up for more dates. Roman has 3 more dates listed for 2024, I believe. 2 more dates in this year, and then a couple more dates for January, I believe. Or I know it's 1 day for January for sure. I got to go back and watch the list, but guys, sign me up. Take my money. That's it. All right. This has been a Maverick Productions. Let me know how you feel. Drop it down below, and I'll see you guys when I see y'all.